So we are here today in Los Cabos, Mexico at the Blanc Spa Resort.
We're so excited to be here. We were here last year and we're really excited to be back. We were here right after they opened the first time, so we're super pumped to give you the updates this time, highlights, lowlights, and everything that's changed.
So welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Max.
I'm Marin.
And we're Voyager Crew. We post weekly videos with hotel reviews, travel tips, and experiences from some of our favorite destinations around the world. So, if you don't already, consider subscribing. So let's jump right into our update.
So first we're gonna give you the highlights, and honestly, not that much has changed from the first time we were here. It was an incredible experience all around, and all of those things still exist today.
So if you remember our first review, one of the important things was the hotel was brand new, and honestly some of it wasn't even finished.
Yeah, so therefore everything feels incredibly new still, and everything's built with really high quality furnishings, decor, and everything in mind.
Yeah, and at the time the occupancy was really low on our first review as well, and though it's gone up, the occupancy is still pretty low. I'd say ranging probably somewhere between 20 to 25%.
Yeah, and it's honestly kind of a nice feeling knowing that you have the entire resort to yourself.
The resort, as we mentioned in our previous review, is extremely expansive. It has tons of seating areas, tons of places where you can relax, lounge out, multiple restaurants, multiple bars. As Marin mentioned before, if you want to check out that review, it's in the link in the description below.
All the restaurants and all the facilities are entirely staffed as if the hotel was full. So you kind of feel like there's a lot of staff per person, meaning you can get anything you want at any time.
One of the other great amenities here is the spa. Every guest has access to the hydrotherapy part of the spa for free. It's included in your stay, so you're able to go through the sauna, the steam room. They have an ice room. You rub ice all over you. And then they have a cold plunge, which is ridiculously cold,
So
I think,
nice.
as we had mentioned in our previous review as well. And a beautiful pool that's indoors. So actually the first couple days we were here, it was raining, but the spa made the experience wonderful, just being able to hang out in a place indoors and just enjoy the whole time. So this year we're in a different room, whereas last year we were in the governor's suite. This year we're in the Royal Presidential, which has an amazing view. We're up here on the 12th floor, overlooking the entire property, right in the center, and you just get this expansive view that looks out over the ocean.
Yeah, and one of the highlights of this room is we do have my sister coming along for the ride this time, and when we requested a cot for our living room, they told me, "Oh no ma'am, we don't have cots." But they were happy to bring another bed. So they literally moved a bed into the room for maximum comfort for my sister. And the last highlight for me is the food. The food is incredible, especially when you think about an all-inclusive. A lot of people get scared when you say all-inclusive because you think that the food is gonna be terrible. Well, I can tell you that LeBlanc is incredible.
As with every all-inclusive, there's always going to be a little bit of inconsistency in the food, but by far, of most of the all-inclusives we've ever been to, this is one of the places that has the most consistent food and some of the nicest dining options.
Let's jump into what's changed, since I'm sure that's what all of you are wondering. One of the first things that we noticed was that you now have access to an app on your phone that's also connected to the TV that's connected to your butler. So anything you request will go to your butler, including food, if you need aromatherapy in your room, which by the way is like the best thing ever. You can try different scents every day. If you need bath salts, pillow menus, literally anything you want, you can now do through an app. So it makes it a lot easier to stay in touch with the hotel.
Yeah, in general, I think that just goes along with the fact that they've become much better organized. They have an activity schedule now. It's much clearer like what's going on property and when things are happening. And of course, with the addition of the app, it makes it a much easier, seamless experience.
Yeah, and speaking of activities, that's also something that's changed. Every day there are a number of activities they can do across the property, ranging from yoga to, cardio circuit classes, to margarita making classes, whatever suits your fancy. And overall, all of the changes have been incredibly good. Property has gotten way more organized, including all those activities. So even on the rainy days, you know you have somewhere to go, including that spa or some of those classes.
So with a lot of these changes, one of the major things that's happened is, as we mentioned, the occupancy has gone up. When we were first here, the occupancy was very low. I think we were sharing the property with maybe
12 other
16
guests.
people. Yeah, it was not a lot of people at the time. But now there are a decent amount of guests on property. I'd say probably ranging somewhere between 40 to 70 people. As we've been throughout the weekend, people have kind of checked in and checked out. One thing we have noticed is as the property has matured, there's a lot of new staff here, and there's definitely some inconsistencies in service. You go from one place to another and you receive amazing service, and then there's just a couple areas where they drop off, particularly around housekeeping. There's a couple issues that we've noticed. So there's just definitely areas where I would say there's room for improvement, as there is with every hotel. But in particular, I think a lot of the room for improvement here comes from the fact that as they start to scale up and they have more and more guests, they're going to have more and more people demanding things. And certainly we noticed that as more people checked in, as the weekend went on, the drink service started to get slower, and there were just a couple things to be aware of. So I would definitely like next time we come back to see some of those things improve.
Overall, though, this property is amazing. This has become our little home away from home in Cabo, and we're actually looking to try out their Cancun property next time because they do have the same property across the other side of Mexico. Overall, the experience has been incredible. The rooms are beautiful, the furnishings are so grandiose, and our butler has been amazing.
When we looked back at our old review, we realized that really not that much had changed. So if you want to learn more about this property, be sure to check out our other review where we go through our normal 7 criteria, everything from location down to style.
And if you like this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up.
Yeah, and be sure to leave us comments in the comment section below. We'd be happy to get back to you and answer any questions you have. And for more content like this, be sure to subscribe. Or check us out on Instagram at Voyager Guru or on our blog at voyagerguru.com. Yeah.
See you next time.
We're on the end screen. And here, you can check out a couple of the other properties that we've stayed out in Cabo. And the review that we mentioned is right here.